Hi guys. Tomorrow we're going to be starting a short story unit. And so tonight you're going to do some work that will kind of lay the groundwork for this unit and help you to be prepared as we start reading some short stories. All short stories are fiction, and they have the same structure. They're made the same way. This structure is also found in novels and novellas, the pleasure books that you guys read. And so by knowing this structure and knowing the way that stories are made and constructed, it's going to help you with your comprehension and help you understand better. This is what's called a plot structure. It's kind of the blueprint or the building plans for all stories. A lot of kids call this the witch's hat just because of the way it's made. And plot is when we talk about the word plot, that's the literary element that describes the structure of a story. And it shows the causal arrangement or the cause and effect arrangement of events and actions throughout the story. This is called Freytag's Pyramid. You'll notice it's the same structure as the witch's hat, and it has a 5-part system to describe a story's plot. It has the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. The climax is the highest point of the story, and the rising action and the falling action are surrounding it. This is what they call a modified Freytag's Pyramid. You don't have to worry about that title, but again, you'll notice the witch's hat look. And so it's the same 5 parts, but we have it looking more like a witch's hat. All right, so here are the plot structure components, and I'm also going to be giving you, or I did give you today in class, a definition sheet that you're going to glue in a few minutes into your interactive notebook that has these same labels. But we have the exposition. The exposition is the start of the story. It's the way things are before all the action starts. It usually has the characters and the setting and the beginning. Then we go to the rising action. These are the series of conflicts and crises in the story that lead to the climax. Now, the climax is the turning point. It's the most intense moment of the story, either mentally or in action, and it's when everything in the story sort of shifts gears. It's not always in the middle of the story like this point on the witch's hat is, but it's put this way so we can show that the rising and then the falling action is on either side. The falling action is all the action that follows the climax. Finally, we have the resolution, which is the conclusion of the story, not just the end, but the tying together of the threads of the conflict and crises. And we'll talk more about that in class tomorrow. Now, I want you to get the sheet of paper that I gave you that has the terms and definitions for story elements and glue it into your interactive notebook. You'll glue it on the next blank teacher page. Some of you have gone a little further or a little behind others in terms of your next blank page, so I didn't give you a page number. Just find the next blank teacher page that doesn't have anything on it and glue it in there. And then keep this out as you get out your elements of literature, and you're going to be to page 574. This is a story, a short story, called 11 by Sandra Cisneros. Some of you may have heard it before. I like it because a lot of you guys are 11 and it really pertains to you. As you're reading, I want you to see if you can find and label the parts of the story structure that we just talked about. See if you can find the exposition, and you might, so the beginning, and you might underline it and then label it, exposition. And then you can read and see if you can find the rising action. And when you find the rising action, you can maybe underline it, and then you can label it rising action. And then you're going to find the climax and see if you can see where it is, and then you would label the climax. And the same is going to go for the falling action and the resolution. And because it's such a short story, there's not going to be a lot of these elements. There's not going to be a lot of falling action because it's so short. But when you do this, and once you've read it, then you should be able to come into class tomorrow and be all set to discuss the story and do some fun work on your iPad creating your own plot diagram or story structure plot for this short story. All right? Have fun. It's a great story.